ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरक्षिसे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। भक्त्या विहीना अपराधलक्षै क्षिप्ताश्च कामादि तरंगमयि कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृंदे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। आज भी एक महापुरुष कहते हो, उनका बारे में मैं ज्यादा जानता नहीं। जैसे भी हो, ये परिक्रमा क्यों करेंगे? विशेष तौर पर दामोदर महीना में परिक्रमा का क्या महत्व है? ना परिक्रमा है जिनमें सब अंग को भगवान का सेवा में लगा सकता है। दो किस्म से बताया। नरोत्तम ठाकुर ने बताया तीर्थ यात्रा परिश्रम केवल मनेर भ्रम सर्वसिद्धि गोविंद चरण। यह नरोत्तम ठाकुर का उक्ति। ठाकुर भक्ति विनोद उनका ही अनुगत हो। उन्होंने बोला गौर अमर जे सब स्थान करल भ्रमण रंगी से सब स्थान एरब आमी प्रणयी भक्त संगी। तो दोनों में अंतर नहीं है। एक तो बोलते हैं बेकार परिश्रम मन का भ्रम है, और एक ने बोलता है ऐसा यह है जीव का अधिकार अनुसार। श्रीमद् भागवत में यही बात कहा है। अम्बरीश उपाख्यान में उनका चित्त कैसे भगवान का तरफ गया इसका बारे में बताया। सबई मन कृष्ण पदारविंदय। इन्होंने अपना मन को कृष्ण का चरण कमल में दे दिया। बचांसी वैकुंठ गुणानुवर्णने। वाक्य को वैकुंठ वस्तु का गुणवर्णन। वैकुंठ वस्तु क्या? भक्त भगवान। पादो हरे क्षेत्र अदान सर्पणे। पाको भगवत क्षेत्र भ्रमण में लगना। और आँख को क्या लगाना? आँख को लगाना भगवान की श्री विग्रह। और भगवान का विग्रह बोले तो मुकुंद लिंगालय दर्शने। मुकुंद लिंग, मुकुंद कौन है? मुकुंद है जो मुक्ति सुखम धिक्कृतम प्रेमानंदम प्रदाति स एव मुकुंद। जिन्होंने ये जगत का धिक्कृत करके प्रेमानंद देते हैं, यह मुकुंद। और मुकुंद लिंग, मुकुंद लिंग क्या? भगवत विग्रह, भगवत भक्त, इनका विग्रह दर्शन। मुकुंद लिंगालय दर्शनी, इसको दर्शन करो तब इस जगत का दर्शन बदल जाएगा। इसलिए परिक्रमा का जरूरी है। और क्या करना? भगवान का महिमा, भक्तों का महिमा करना। उनका पीछे पीछे जाने से उनका चरण रज अनायास मिलेगा, नहीं तो चरण रज मिलेगा नहीं। लेकिन पीछे चले तो उनका चरण से जो धूल उड़ता है ये स्वाभाविक रूप से आ जाएगा। इसलिए इसका महत्व। और कान में क्या करा? श्रुति चकार सत्कथोदय। श्रुति को, कान को अच्युत भगवान का सत्कथा में नियुक्त करना। तो इससे क्या होगा कि अपना दिल स्वाभाविक रूप से भगवान का तरफ चला जाएगा। इसके लिए ज्यादा मेहनत करने पड़ता नहीं, ऑटोमेटिकली चला जाएगा। इंद्रिय जिधर जाएगा ये सब वहाँ जाएगा। इसीलिए परिक्रमा, परिक्रमा से आज ही है ये नहीं। प्रथम तो हमारा जीव गोस्वामी परिक्रमा कराया। इसका पहले राघव पंडित आदि जीव गोस्वामी को कराया था। इसी भी परंपरा में ये परिक्रमा आ रहा है। हमारा परम गुरु जी ने ब्रजमंडल परिक्रमा करने के लिए 2 आदमी को भेजा। हमारा गुरुपाद पद्म नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णुपाद श्रीमद भक्ति दयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज और नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट परम पूज्यपाद श्रीमद भक्ति हृदय वन गोस्वामी महाराज। ये दोनों स्थान कहाँ ठहर सकता है, कहाँ कैंप पेश होगा, ये सब पंडा लेकर अनुसंधान करके स्थिर किया। ये जन्माष्टमी का समय से शुरू हुआ ऐसा देखने के लिए। और मथुरा में आकर, पहले मथुरा में आकर किसान भवन में ठहरा था। वो नया कंस्ट्रक्शन हुआ, वहीं ठहरा था। ऐसा सब परिक्रमा किया। बहुत आदमी और बहुत कैंप, लोग रात में पहरा देता था। और ब्रह्मचारी लोग रात में पहरा देके राधे श्याम राधे श्याम, इधर से आदमी राधे श्याम, उधर से राधे श्याम, उधर वाला इधर जाएगा, इधर वाला उधर जाएगा, ऐसा परिक्रमा किया। लेकिन प्रभुपाद श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर सिर्फ एक ही जो है परिक्रमा किया। उसमें तो बहुत व्यक्ति को परिक्रमा करने के मौका मिला नहीं। दूसरी बात है, उस वक्त जो ये होता था परिक्रमा में 3 पार्टी, एक पार्टी एडवांस, ये जाकर तांबू को फिट कराएगा, स्थान को साफ कराएगा, ऐसा करके वो ठीक करेगा। 2 सेट तांबू, एक यहाँ है, जब मथुरा में किया वहाँ से चला गया पार्टी, एडवांस पार्टी मधुबन। मधुबन में जाके जाएगा साफ कराया और टेंट फिट कराया, उसका बाद यहाँ से पार्टी वहाँ गया। और मथुरा में जो टेंट था वो चला गया आगे बहुलावन। इसी में भी परिक्रमा करा था और उसमें एक ग्रंथ भी छपा। उसमें एक जो वस्तु है अजीब, वो क्या है, पूज्यपाद केशव महाराज को परिक्रमा में जाने के मौका मिला नहीं। उन्होंने वहाँ ही रहा, नवद्वीप में मौत का लेके देख करने लगा। तो उन्होंने वो नवद्वीप धाम में गया और वहाँ बाबा जी बंसीदास को उन्होंने प्रणाम किया। बंसीदास बाबा जी जिनका आँख था मच्छी का माफी गोल और आँख ऐसा था जिनको मालूम पड़ता है वहाँ से आग निकल रहा है, इतना तेज। तो उनको जाके प्रणाम किया तो उन्होंने, ऐसा तो बात करता नहीं, प्रणाम किया तो उन्होंने गाली देने लगा मठवासी को, ये लोग दिन में नींद जाता है, परिक्रमा करता है। बकरी आके वो तुलसी खा रहा था, मैंने डंडा से मार के तड़ा भेजा। उन्होंने नवद्वीप में है और यहाँ बकरी आके तुलसी को खा रहा है। तो उन्होंने वहाँ खबर भेजा टेलीग्राम में, ये इस वक्त ऐसा हुआ। तो बोला हाँ हुआ था। तो कोई किसी ने उसको भगा दिया। तो नवद्वीप से रहकर वृंदावन में भगा सकता है, चिंता में आएगा और ऐसा ही ऐसा स्टेज है जे वही डिस्टेंस रहता नहीं, यहाँ बैठ के सब दिखता है। एक तो ऐसा ही परिक्रमा किया। राधा कुंड तक एक परिक्रमा छपा था, उसके बाद छापने के टाइम मिला नहीं। और हमारा गुरु महाराज सबको लेकर एक धोबा परिक्रमा किया, उसका बाद परिक्रमा बंद हो गया और परिक्रमा हुआ नहीं। 1956 में गुरुजी ने परिक्रमा शुरू किया, इसलिए जो हमारा परम गुरुजी का आश्रित जन ये बहुत उसमें योगदान कर। परिक्रमा माने कर्म सर्वभावे नवदा भक्ति कोई प्रकाशित करने के लिए परिक्रमा। वहाँ पाठ कीर्तन आदि 56 में ये जो ठाकुर भक्ति विनोद बोला, गौर আমার যেসব স্থান করল ভ্রমণ রঙ্গী সেসব স্থাन হেরব আমি प्रणयी भक्त संगी। प्रणयी भक्तों का साथ कोई सब स्थान दर्शन करेंगे। इससे क्या महत्व है? ये मथुरा में हमारा जहाँ कैंप था, वृंदावन दरेजा धर्मशाला में, वहाँ से कीर्तन करते करते गया आदि के सब मंदिर। तो उस वक्त गुरु जी ने कीर्तन किया, आदि के सब मंदिर चलो जय राधे श्री राधे बोलो। तो जितना भी परिक्रमाकारी भक्त था, ये लोग भी सबका आंखों में आंसू आया। तो जगाधारी को एक माता जी, उस वक्त पंजाब डिवाइडेड हुआ नहीं, उनका नाम है मित्र रानी, जॉर्ज का लड़की है। उन्होंने ऋषिकेश महाराज से पूछा ना गुरु जी ने क्या बोला। उन्होंने उनको समझाया, अर्थ समझाया। तो उन्होंने क्या बोला कि अर्थ तो समझ लिया, लेकिन उस वक्त जो भाव आया, ये भाव भी आया। तो मैंने पूछा यदि वो भाव ही आया नहीं तो रोआ क्यों? ले नहीं कह सकते। इसलिए बोलता है भक्ति संयतया भक्त्या बिभ्रत उत्पलम तरुम। भक्ति से ही भक्ति होता है। परम गुरु जी बोलते थे भक्ति प्रचार कोई भाषा से होता नहीं, भक्ति से ही भक्ति प्रचार होता है। इसीलिए पशु भी भक्ति का प्रीति का भाषा समझता है। आप पालन करो पशु को, कुत्ता भी बड़ा डेंजरस कुत्ता है, लेकिन मालिक के लिए डेंजरस है। चिड़िया भी ऐसा, दूसरे के लिए डेंजरस, लेकिन मालिक के लिए नहीं। उसका मालिक जा रहा हम लोग, वो आके एकदम उड़ के आता है। तो मालिक क्या बोला, ये दोस्त है, दुश्मन नहीं है, जानता नहीं इसको, स्वागत करो। तब उन्होंने अपना मूड को एकदम बदल दिया। चिड़िया आइए बैठिए, हमारा प्रभु आने से यथोचित सत्कार करेंगे, ऐसा बोलने लगा। तब जाने ना जाने यदि परिक्रमा ध्यान से करे तो उसका एक फल मिलेगा। सब इंद्रियों को भगवान का सेवा में लगाने के लिए एक शुभ अवसर मिलेगा। ऐसा है परिक्रमा। तो इसी में भी आजकल तो सोच नहीं सकता है। उस वक्त था 1 रुपया में 4 किलो दूध, अभी 1 रुपया में कितना मिलेगा? 2.5 किलो भी मिलेगा नहीं, मुश्किल से मिलेगा। और उस वक्त 1 रुपया में 4, 100 रुपया में 100 रुपया मन राबड़ी। तो परिक्रमा में हमारा राधा कुंड में जब रहा, तब एक प्रभु ने, केशव प्रभु ने उनका पिता का निधन हुआ तो उनका भाई ने 50 रुपया भेजा था वैष्णव सेवा के लिए। तो उन्होंने 1 मन राबड़ी लाया और सब यात्री को बांटा। 100 रुपया किलो थी। ऐसा जैसा भी हो इसी हिसाब से परिक्रमा करें। जितना भी हमारा परम गुरु जी का आश्रित था, चाहे बाग बाजार ग्रुप हो, चाहे चैतन्य मठ का हो, ये सभी गुरु जी का साथ परिक्रमा किया। गुरु जी ने त्यागी के लिए कोई खर्चा देते नहीं। एक दफा एक महात्मा, नाम है B.S. सुब्रत, भक्ति सुब्रत परमार्थी महाराज, उन्होंने ब्रजमंडल परिक्रमा करने के लिए इच्छा किया, लेकिन गुरुजी के पास आया, गुरुजी ने ले नहीं। और उन्होंने इंजीनियर था, 5 साल नौकरी किया था, पैसा जमाया और पैसा से ही उन्होंने बैंक में रखा। उसका जो इंटरेस्ट मिलता था उसी से ही गुजारा कर देते। और हमारा खाली जो मठ में रहकर एक करते थे। उन्होंने मुझको बोला, हमारा डिक्शनरी में 2 ही शब्द रहेगा, राधा कृष्ण, आप हमारा किताब ले जाओ। मैं कंस्ट्रक्शन करता था। मैंने बोला तब आपको सिद्धि होगा नहीं, यदि आप ये ना करो तो आपका सिद्धि होगा नहीं। जब भी गुरु वर्ग है, लेकिन इतना क्लोज रिलेशन, बंधु भाव बनना, तो आपका सिद्धि होगा नहीं। रूप सनातन एक एक वृक्ष का नीचे रहकर प्रचार किया, मंदिर कराया। सनातन गोस्वामी मंदिर कराया, तभी सिद्धि। मंदिर में रहा नहीं, लेकिन मंदिर तो करके देखा जाए आदर्श। तो आपको देने नहीं पड़ेगा 50 रुपया, जो आपको देने के लिए योग्यता है, जिससे आप भयभीत है, ये वित्त सच्चो दोष होगा ना देने से। तब मैंने बोला वो 50 रुपया मुझको दे देना, गुरु जी को कुछ देने का जरूरत नहीं। तो मैंने काम्यवन में उनका नाम पर उत्सव किया। 50 रुपया में कोई 1 मन राबड़ी लाया। तो बोलता है, आपने इसको एडवर्टाइज कर दिया क्यों? बोले एडवर्टाइज नहीं किया, मैं अपना फायदा किया। इसीलिए जिनका हृदय में सेवा का प्रवृत्ति नहीं है वो भी करेगा। उसके बाद रोज ही कोई 50 रुपया देने वाला मिला, रोज। बात होता है परिक्रमा में एक कंजूस लोग को भी एक मौका मिल जाता है सेवा का और कथा सुनने का। कथा होता था हिंदी में, ऋषिकेश महाराज, पूरी गोस्वामी महाराज ग्रंथ पाठ करते थे, बांग्ला में बोलते थे। इसमें अभी राघव चैतन्य प्रभु, उन्होंने बोलते थे दक्षिण भाषा में। एक था देवकीनंदन प्रभु, उसको टीचर था आसाम का, एक असमिया भाषा में केशव प्रभु, ऐसा। वैखानस महाराज उड़िया भाषा में बोलते थे। ये सब विभिन्न भाषा में ये बोलते। और गुरु जी प्रोग्राम को बताते थे और सब डायरेक्शन देते थे। जरूरत पड़े तो बांग्ला, हिंदी, अंग्रेजी, जो भाषा में बोलने वाला आया नहीं, वही भाषा में संक्षेप में सबको समझाते थे। लोगों का इसमें भी रुचि हुआ तो हमारा गुरु जी का बोलने का तरीका अलग। उन्होंने बोलते थे, यदि आप लोग तेरी कदम जाओगे तो प्रसाद पाने को देरी होगा तो मुझको गाली देना नहीं, देर होगा, नहीं तो वहाँ छोड़ देता हूँ। और यात्री ने बोला, नहीं नहीं, हम लोग आया परिक्रमा करने के लिए, भोजन करने के लिए आया नहीं, देरी होने दो। एक चांस कहाँ मिलेगा, दोबारा आ सकता हूँ। सब यात्री को इसमें भी प्रभाव पड़ता था, उसमें सबको भले कर दिया। इसलिए परिक्रमा एक प्रधान अंग है। नवदा भक्ति जाजन करने के लिए एक साथ में हो जाता है, ऐसा देखना। अभी आप बोलोगे, बोलो, बाद में मैं बताऊंगा, समय हो तो नहीं, आज नहीं बता।
Śrīla Mahārāja started mentioning today that why we have to perform Parikrama, how and with whom one should perform Parikrama. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam mentions that in Parikrama, one gets the opportunity to engage all his limbs in the service of the Lord. Then Śrīla Mahārāja, he started mentioning about how Śrīla Narottam Das Thakur, he has written Tirtha Yatra Parishram Keval Manerubhram. Śrīla Mahārāja mentions this again and again and again. Why? He mentions that even though we speak the same subject matter again and again, but unless and until a person he really goes deep and takes impression, then he will not be able to understand the real meaning. That's why he mentions sometime that in Vedanta Sutra it has been mentioned, Anavritti Shabdat, Anavritti Shabdat. You have to repeat the word again and again and again. So that's why he started mentioning that Śrīla Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Tirtha Yatra Parishram, going to the pilgrim places is a physical labor. Keval Manerubhram. This is an illusion in the mind of a person that I am going to pilgrim places. But in reality, he mentions Sarva Siddhi Govind. आपने की बोलन? ना, और कुछ बोल रहे हैं। आपने बोलन जय तीर्थ यात्रा परिश्रम केवल मनेरभ्रम सर्व सिद्धि गोविंद चरण. In reality, Bhakti Siddhi, Śrīla Mahārāja mentions Sarva Siddhi, Govinda Charane. Sarva Siddhi means Bhakti Siddhi. Because one of the name of Lord is Sarva. That's why he is known as Sarveshwara. Sarva. So Sarva Siddhi means Bhakti Siddhi. Getting perfection into Bhakti means having Sarva Siddhi. Sarva Siddhi Govinda Charani. When Sarva Siddhi is there at the lotus feet of Govinda, then what is the need to go to different pilgrim places and give like a pain to your body? Then Srila Maharaj mentions that the staunch follower of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he writes, Gaur Amar Jesab Sthane Karila Brahman Range, Sesab Sthan Heri Boami Pranay Bhakat Sange. That Gaur Amar Jesab Sthane, wherever my Gauranga Mahaprabhu has visited, Jesab Sthane, Karila Brahman Range, wherever he has stepped blissfully, what I will be doing? Sesab Sthan Heri Boami. I will be going to each and every place and watching all those pastime places with my eyes. Pranay Bhakat Sange, but not going by myself or not going with any ordinary person, but going with those who are having deep affection, love for those places. Going with them. So in these two things, one spoken by Srila Narottam Das Thakur, another spoken by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Maharaj mentions that even though seems like some contradiction is there, one is saying there is no need to go to Parikrama, another is saying that we must go for Parikrama. So why it is like that? First, he gives the proper reconciliation that even though both of them are saying the same thing, externally it may seem differ. Why? Narottam Das Thakur is mentioning if you go by yourself, then it is useless labor. But if he is not saying if you go with Pranay Bhaktas, then also it is useless. So Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he is providing the missing link, which a person like us may not understand. That's why he's saying that Narottam Das Thakur is saying one must go for pilgrim places, but under the guidance of Pranay Bhaktas, not by themselves. Today Srila Maharaj, he introduced one more thing in between. He mentioned that it depends on adhikar also. That in one stage, somebody may see that it is really required, and on the other stage he may not feel like that. Like he gives example that in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is been mentioned ekantik bhaktir kritte kirtan smaran, ekantik bhaktir kritte kirtan smaran ar kono parve ruchi nahi kadachan. So he mentions that ekantik bhaktir kritte kirtan smaran. When a person he reaches to a stage of ekantiki bhakti, ekantik bhaktir kritte kirtan smaran, he is always engaged in two limbs of bhakti. And what is that? Kirtan and smaran. He performs kirtan as well as through kirtan he is remembering. Ar kono parve ruchi nahi kadachan. And he does not have any interest in following any other limb of bhakti. So when Srila Narottam Das Thakur says Sarva Siddhi Govinda Charane, he means he is speaking from that stage in which a person who is on ekantik stage, he can do that. But others, they have to follow, like Ambrish Maharaj is mentioning in Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why Srila Maharaj started mentioning that how when one performs Navadip Dham Parikrama or Braj Mandal Parikrama, then a person gets opportunity to engage all his senses in the service of Lord and his devotees. That's why Srila Maharaj gives the meaning. Today also he spoke. What is the word meaning for Parikrama? Pari means sarvato bhavena. Means with one's body, mind, intelligence, with one word, sarvato bhavena, in each and every possible way. Sarvato bhavena. And then krama. Kram means step by step, following the process which is being shown by the Mahājans. If one follows that parikrama with one's body, with one's mind, with one's everything, whatever is in one's possession, if he follows the path shown by the Mahājans, then and only then it is known as parikrama. That means a person is performing parikrama. By this, what happens? One gets chance. Like Srila Maharaj in Navadvip Dham, he mentions that 9 islands of Shri Navadvip Dham represents Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran, all these limbs of Bhakti. In the same way, when one performs this parikrama, what happens? He gets chance to engage all his senses. He mentioned from Amrish Maharaj, what he mentioned? That Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo. First of all, what one has to do before performing parikrama, he has to offer his mind at the lotus feet of Lord with complete surrender. Then and only then, not with complete surrender, starts with preliminary stage of surrender. And then when he performs Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran, etc., then it comes in the category of Bhakti. If he does not surrender his mind first, whatever is there in his command, then this Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran, without that, becomes the limb of karma. So that's why in that verse itself also Srila Maharaj mentions Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Satyam, Atma Nivedanam, Iti Pumsa Arpita Vishnu. First, what one has to do, he has to offer himself through his mind at the lotus feet of Lord. This is the meaning of Arpita, means preliminary surrender. And then when he performs Shravan, Kirtan, etc., what happens? That at the end, it comes again to Atma Nivedan, means complete surrender. When he starts with preliminary surrender, then through this process, he reaches to the stage where he is able to completely surrender. Otherwise, not possible. So that's why Srila Maharaj mentioned that Padau Hare Haro Kshetra Padanu Sarpane. That what one has to do, a person gets opportunity to engage his legs in the service of going to those places where the deity form of Lord or where Mukund Lingalaya. Srila Maharaj mentioned this word is having two meanings. Mukund Lingalaya means the deity of Lord Mukunda or the manifestation of Lord Mukunda in the form of his devotees. They are also known as Mukund Lingalaya, means where the Lord is fully manifested. So if a person goes for the darshan of devotee or the deity form of the Lord, that means he is engaging his legs in the service of the Lord, his feet. Then Srila Maharaj in this, he mentioned what is the meaning of Mukunda. Generally, it is been taken that a personality who awards mukti, he is known as Mukunda. But Srila Maharaj gave the special meaning. Mukti Sukham Dikritam. A personality who brings a thought in the heart of his devotee that mukti is, this liberation is insignificant. Dhikrita, one should look at it with hatredness. He makes a person feel like that. And then Premananda Pradayate. And a person who gives prema, that person is known as Mukunda. And then Srila Maharaj mentioned that what one has to do with his tongue, he has to glorify the Lord as well as the devotees. Bhakt and Bhagavan, he has to engage his tongue in that purpose. He has to use his ears for hearing about the Lord and about his devotees. Srila Maharaj mentioned that this is the main limb of bhakti or performing parikrama, to hear Harikatha with great sincerity. If someone does that, then all other activities automatically follow. A person gets really inspired to perform Dham Parikrama. If one sees with one's own eyes, if he is able to have darshan of Lord or his devotees, then he will not have any taste to see in this material world. So in this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned that what happens, that if one performs parikrama, then he gets the chance to even automatically receive the foot dust of the devotee. There is no need for him to do extra endeavor to attain that. This raj, this dust is not an ordinary dust. Dust from the lotus feet of devotee is very, very powerful, and it can give tremendous result. So that's why Srila Maharaj is mentioning that all these things are easily possible to get at one place if somebody performs parikrama. But all these things are having its external as well as internal meanings. Externally, attaining the dust of the lotus feet of devotees, Srila Maharaj mentions that dust is not a non-living object. Dust means that particular thing which has taken shelter at the lotus feet of a devotee, means they are real followers. Like Srila Prabhupada mentions that what is our supreme object? To become the foot dust of the followers of Srila Rupa Goswāmi Pada. So what does it mean? That means those devotees who completely took shelter at the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswāmi Pada, they are dust of his feet. That means they are living. If one takes them into their life, takes shelter at their lotus feet, that means they have smeared the dust of Srila Rupa Goswāmi Pada. Otherwise not. Darshan, Srila Maharaj mentions that when his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Dait Madhav Goswami Maharaj, he visited Srila Prabhupada the first time he saw Srila Prabhupada. At that time, Srila Prabhupada asked him that how come you came to Sridham Mayapur? He mentioned that, we came here to have darshan of the deities. He said, you never had any other darshan and did any other deities darshan? He said, yes, I had in Haridwar, in Kashi, different other places. Then why you have come here? Then Srila Madhav Goswami Maharaj was little bit like what answer should be given. Then Srila Prabhupada asked, did you really had darshan? You visited, you had darshan of deities, but really you had darshan? Then Srila Prabhupada, Srila Madhav Goswami Maharaj answered that I went there for darshans, but I am not sure that I was able to have darshan of the Lord or not. Then Srila Prabhupada mentioned him that in reality, darshan of the Lord or his devotees cannot be through eyes. It is only through ears. That's why he mentioned adokshaj vastu shravanaika vaidya, that an object which is not possible to come into the perception of our senses, that particular thing is known as adokshaj. And through that, about that particular thing, You can have understanding, proper darshan of that thing only through your ears, not through any other process. But if in this way, if one is having real darshan, then and only then parikrama, performing parikrama is successful. And how it is possible? Only when a person performs parikrama with pranay bhaktas. Srila Maharaj gave example that once his Guru Mahārāja, Srila Bhakti Dait Madhav Goswāmi Mahārāja, when he was leading Parikrama party from Mathura, Vrindavan Darwaja Dharamshala, from there to Adi Keshav temple, at that time on the way he was singing first that आदि केशव क्या बोला था महाराज ने ना इसमें कुछ और जोड़ा था हाँ राधे राधे गोविंद बोलो आदि केशव पथे चलो means oh chant with me Radhe Govinda and walk to the path which is going to lead us to Adi Keshav. And then when he reached to Adi Keshav temple, at that time he started singing one song, bhajan. And what was that? Ohe Brajavasi tora bole dao, kothai gele Krishna pabo. That, oh Brajavasis, please tell me where I can go and find Krishna. While he was singing that, in the Parikrama party, there were devotees from Assam, from Punjab, from different other areas. Most of them, they did not even knew that what he is singing. But everybody was dancing as well as tears were flowing from their eyes, including Srila Mahārāja. He said, I never used to take part so much into the kirtans, only paying attention on the meanings of the kirtans. But on that day, I also danced and cried. And then there was one Mataji from Jagadhri, Haryana. She, after the kirtan completed, she came to one disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Vikas Rishikesh Maharaj, and inquired from him that, O Maharaj, can you please explain that what Guru Maharaj was singing? Her name was Mitra Rani. And then this Rishikesh Maharaj, he told her in Hindi, because he used to speak Katha in Hindi. So he explained her that what Guru Maharaj was singing actually. At that time, she remarked that in front of Mahārāja, that even though Rishikesh Maharaj, he told everything, whatever Guru Maharaj was singing, along with the translation, but still that mood which manifested in Adi Keshav, in the presence of Guru Maharaj while he was singing, that mood is not coming at all at this time. Then Srila Maharaj asked him that what kind of mood manifested in your heart at that time? She said that, oh, it is very difficult to explain. I cannot express it through my words. Then Srila Maharaj said, but you did not understood the meaning. Why you were crying? Then she mentioned that, Maharaj, I cannot answer for this. But the kind of mood manifested in that heart, that is undescribable. By this Srila Maharaj mentions that how come that a person who does not know the meaning but also felt this kind of feeling came in the heart. For this Srila Maharaj mentions can say, like a mother, she has lost her son died. The time when she is crying, is there any need for any other person to tell through language that, oh, why she is crying? No. At that time, language is not required. There is something which automatically conveys the feeling of the mother. So in the same way, the fire of separation which is there in the heart of Pranay Bhaktas, when they are having like these pangs of separation, at that time this fire automatically touches those who are nearby. That's why Srila Maharaj gave example that what to speak of these kind of personalities. Even there are birds, there are cows who does not need any language to understand the feeling of others. Like Srila Maharaj was mentioning, that's why Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he used to say that for preaching there is no need of language. If somebody is having bhakti in their heart, through bhakti they can transmit bhakti into the heart of others, not through language. Sometimes different devotees, they ask question that, okay, if that's the case, there is no need to translate any books, there is no need to translate Harikatha, just speak, one understands or not. But then Srila Maharaj mentions that this is not the real purport of Srila Prabhupada's words. What Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, he explains it through one story, that once in Hyderabad, Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, there was a cow named Saraswati. A person who used to serve her, he was from Bengal and used to speak everything in Bengali with her. Oh Saraswati, get up. As soon as she hears, she gets up. Sleep, she sleeps. Eat, she eats. Does everything whatever he tells. Then a Telugu person, he came to Srila Maharaj and asked that, oh Maharaj, is this cow is from Bengal? Whatever this devotee tells her in Bengali, she follows everything. Then Srila Maharaj mentioned that she knows Bengali, she knows English, she knows Hindi, she knows Telugu, she knows many languages, but she will be hearing also, but only reciprocate to a person who will be serving her with love. Does not matter which language that person speaks, she follows. But a person who does not serve her, she does not reciprocate at all. Does not matter whatever language that person may speak. So in the same way, Srila Maharaj gives analogy that Lord, He is knower of all languages. He hears everything, whatever one speaks, but He reciprocates only to the words of those who serve Him with love and affection, not otherwise. So in this way, Srila Maharaj mentions that the feeling can transmit, bhakti can transmit through love, through bhakti, what is there in the heart. If that is there, then and only then it can transmit, otherwise not. In this way, Srila Maharaj was mentioning so many more things in between, that the Pranay Bhakta is really a person with whose association we can understand the glories of the places. Otherwise, it is not possible. Srila Maharaj mentioned that even about dog, even about the bird. Maharaj gives one example, that there was a singer, सहगल महाराज जी बोलते हैं, कोलकाता अपनी भिक्षा करते जाते हैं, सहगल सहगल सिंगर, सहगल BS सहगल whatever. हाँ. So there is an Indian singer, Sehgal. I don't know full name, but whatever, Sehgal, KL Sehgal. So Srila Maharaj used to go to get some monthly collection from his house with one of his god brother. One time they visited over there, and then there was a bird in his house, kind of sparrow, what? Parrot, any kind of bird was there, and as soon as somebody tries to enter, she not allow. That bird will not allow the person to come in. Some or other make such kind of gestures, whatever you call it, so that person cannot come in. So, but as soon as her master, Mr. Sehgal, he said, Srila Maharaj, every time he mentions in English, only today he spoke in Hindi, that particular thing also. That Mr. Sehgal mentioned that, don't you know, they are friend, not foe. So as soon as she heard the words of her master, immediately she changed her tone and said, "Oh, you are our friend, you are welcome, please come in," like this. She started speaking immediately like that. So Srila Maharaj mentions cows, birds, they can understand this language. Whose language they understand? A person who serves them, a person who loves them. So in the same way, a person like Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj, who is having love for his Lord, when he speaks something like that, then all others also nearby, they get affected, not others, not from the words of others. If master speaks, then they understand. If the same words other person utters, it is having no potency in it. Then Srila Maharaj mentioned, Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he performed Parikrama only one time. In his Parikrama time in Braj Mandal, there were three parties. Advance party, the party who is there with the pilgrims serving them, and the rear party. Then Srila Maharaj mentioned that when Srila Prabhupada was performing Parikrama, at that time our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he was staying in Sridham Mayapur at that time also, because he was having so many responsibilities Srila Prabhupada gave him. And Srila Prabhupada left without any worries to Braj Mandal. When Param Gurudev was there, one day he visited Sri Vamshidas Babaji Maharaj, a great personality. Srila Maharaj, whenever he speaks about him, two things he mentions again and again. That his eyes was like the eyes of a fish, completely round. And then he mentions the kind of light used to come out from his eyes. It was as such like the fire is coming out and will burn somebody. That kind of eyes he was having. So Param Gurudev, he visited Vamshidas Babaji Maharaj, and at that time he told him that the brahmacharis from your mat, they are at Radhakund, and in the daytime they have kept tulasi which they carry with them in the Parikrama. They have kept different pots of tulasi in Radhakund and they are resting. And what happened? A goat came and wanted to eat tulasi. And what I did, I took a stick in my hand and just chased that goat from there. Then Srila Maharaj mentioned that our Param Gurudev, he heard his words and he wrote, he sent a telegram to the devotees in Radhakund and found out that is really this kind of thing happened or not. They confirmed that yes, this thing had happened. We lost some of the tulasi because of a goat, but somehow she was chased away by somebody, even though we don't know who did that. So then Srila Maharaj mentioned this particular incident was also printed in the preaching report of Srila Prabhupada Braj Mandal Parikrama. And then he was asking, is it possible that a person who is sitting in Navadvip Dham and he is here in Radhakund and doing this service? Said yes. Even though we may not be able to conceive at this time, but it is possible. He is mentioning that there is a rule, there is a law, that a stage in the life of a person comes when the space, when the distance is not really matters at all. Distance does not exist at all. Wherever a person wants, does not matter where he is sitting, he can reach there wherever he wants. So that particular thing was also been seen at that time during Braj Mandal Parikrama. Then Srila Maharaj mentioned, like the other day we were hearing, that how his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj, he also performed Parikrama, and so many disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they were together with him. There was one devotee of Srila Prabhupada, Shri Bhakti Suhrid Paramarthi Mahārāja. Bhakti Subrat Paramarthi Mahārāja. He was an engineer. He worked for 5 years and then stopped working. His superior in the job, he asked him that, oh, even if you are feeling you don't want to work anymore, but I suggest you that you can take leave for 6 months, 1 year, afterward you come back. But then he did not accept it at all. That if that kind of thing will be there, then my mind can get agitated again. I want to completely give it up and go to perform bhajan. And then he came and performed bhajan. There was a time in his life when he asked Srila Mahārāja that, oh, I am having so many books with me, all this Vaishnava literature, you can please take all these books from me. Then Srila Mahārāja said, why you do that? Earlier you collected all these books, paid so much money with so much labor, you collected, but now why you want to give it up? Then he said that I want that in my dictionary now, only Radha and Krishna can stay, nothing else. I want only Radha and Krishna in my dictionary now, nothing else. And then this Paramarthi Mahārāja, Srila Mahārāja gave little bit about his history first, and then he came to the context regarding Brajmandal Parikrama. Then he mentioned that Srila Mahārāja asked him that, Mahārāja, you are an engineer. We need some of your assistance in our Puri Mutt construction, Jagannath Puri, birth site of Srila Prabhupada. So at that time he said, no, I don't want to. I don't want to go. I just want to just chant and perform bhajan. I am getting old now. At that time Srila Mahārāja, he said that even though he was my Guru Varga, disciple of Srila Prabhupada, that's why my Guru Varga, but still we had such a close relationship that I very easily I told him that, Mahārāja, you will not get perfection in bhakti if you will not help us. So then he said, why you say that? Then Srila Mahārāja said, I am having a solid reason for this. Srila Rupa Goswāmi, Srila Sanatana Goswāmi, these devotees, even though they were living themselves under the trees, every day under a new tree, they used to stay like that. Every night under different trees. But they also constructed a temple for the Lord. So even though they did not live in that, but for the service of Lord they constructed. So I am telling you that unless and until you come and help in construction, you will also not get sick. So when Srila Mahārāja asked him like this, he got agreed and came and assisted for many years in Jagannath Puri construction work. Then Srila Mahārāja mentioned this same Paramarthi Mahārāja, when Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Mahārāja announced that, oh, we want to perform Parikrama, Brajmandal Parikrama, and everyone is invited. At that time, he also came to Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Mahārāja and asked that, Mahārāja, I am at the time of Srila Prabhupada, I was also there in Brajmandal Parikrama party, but I was in the rear party. That's why I did not get chance to hear about the pastime places, glories of those places. I want that I can perform Parikrama. But I am having one condition. I want that you can accept 50 rupees, which I am easily able to pay. But Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Mahārāja, he was having this principle that he will never take any money for Parikrama, especially from renounced devotees. Brahmacharis or sannyasis, whoever wants to come, they can come. Everything will be provided by the temple authorities, not that they will charge anything. Or even if a renounced person wants to give, they will not accept. So finally, he just left the temple Chaitanya Gaudiya at Vrindavan and was going somewhere. On the way, Srila Mahārāja met him. Srila Mahārāja was going from Govindaji temple to Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, and he was coming out on that way. When Srila Mahārāja saw him, immediately Parmarthi Mahārāja mentioned to him that Mahārāja, I think in my destiny, Brajmandal Parikrama is not there anymore. I cannot do Parikrama. Then Mahārāja asked why. Then he said that I wanted to give 50 rupees, but your Guru Mahārāja don't accept it. Then how I can do Parikrama? Then Mahārāja asked him that why you are insisting that you have to give 50 rupees. He said, because I am having money. If I will not give money, then I will be at fault. Because Shastra mentions that if a person is able to pay, still he does not pay, then he is at fault. It is called Vitta Shatya Dosha. Means a person who is keeping his wealth, his money in his pocket and becoming miser, that okay, even if they don't charge, it's okay. So then it is called Vitta Shatya Dosha. So that's why I don't want to, I'm unable to go. Then Srila Mahārāja said, Mahārāja, I can give you one idea. What you can do, you can give those 50 rupees to me whenever I will ask you. There is no need for you to give to Guru Mahārāja. There is no need for Guru Mahārāja to accept from you. But still, I will take your money and use. Then he said, how you will use? Then Srila Mahārāja mentioned that I will buy rabdi from this 50 rupees and serve to all the pilgrims. By this, Guru Mahārāja will not say anything. So in this way, Srila Mahārāja convinced him. He came for Parikrama. In Kammevan, Srila Mahārāja asked him to give that 50 rupees to somebody. Srila Mahārāja sent that person for rabdi, and then rabdi was distributed. And then Srila Mahārāja mentioned another thing, that the time when devotees were distributing rabdi, at that time Srila Mahārāja, in a very loud voice, he announced that, everybody should say that Bhakti Subrat Parmarthi Mahārāja ki jai. Why? Because he is distributing rabdi to everybody. So once he said that, then Parmarthi Mahārāja called him, that why you are advertising my name in this way. Then Srila Mahārāja mentioned that, Mahārāja, in reality I am not advertising your name. I am having some other intention in my mind, that there are people in this parikrama, those who are having money with them, but they are miser. They don't want to give. So by hearing that a renounced person even giving 50 rupees for the service of the devotees, so they will also get inspired to do some service. By this they will get some result of coming to the parikrama. And then Srila Mahārāja mentioned he smiled only. And that particular thing happened. That then after that Srila Mahārāja mentioned, as many days as we were there in Brajmandal Parikrama, every day somebody came and paid 50 rupees, and we every day ordered for rabdi, and everybody got that rabdi. And then Srila Mahārāja mentioned his Guru Mahārāja again asked him and blessed him that it's like you really understood my heart, that I did not want to take fees, parikrama fees from Parmarthi Mahārāja. But you really understood my heart. That's why you inspired him as well as brought him to the parikrama and spent that money for the service of Vaishnavas, but not taken as a fees for parikrama. And then you glorified his name. That also, you, like by this act also you made me pleased. How? Because we will always be glorifying the devotees, even if they accept or not. But we will glorify them, and for their satisfaction, we may say whatever we want to say. Like, others will be inspired, that's why I gave you a Jai Dhwani, something like that. So in this way, his Guru Mahārāja also appreciated him. Then he mentioned that how at that time, during his Guru Mahārāja's time, there were devotees, those who only understand Hindi, those who understand only Assami, those who understand only Bengali, or only Odia. So at that time, there were different devotees of Srila Prabhupada. They used to translate Katha for them in their particular language so that everybody can understand. And last thing he was mentioning, that his Guru Mahārāja, how much he was having such a feeling in his heart that he used to speak those kind of words by which everybody can feel that, oh, nectar is pouring into their ears, even though sometimes he say that, oh, we have to go to Ter Kadam, but Ter Kadam is very far. If we will go over there, you have to walk a lot. Maybe you will not even get prasadam at proper time. If you people don't mind, then and only then we go forward. Otherwise, we stay back and we go tomorrow. Then all the Parikrama party, just by these words, his expertise in speaking, they used to say that no, definitely we will go today. Don't worry for prasadam, whatsoever happen, we will definitely go. So such kind of feeling and such kind of mood was there, where everybody wanted to serve others through their language, through their translation, and helping in so many different ways. So this was the mood of Parikrama at that time. यदि 1-2 मिनट आर किछु बोलते चान लास्टे 1-2 मिनट लास्टे बोलते चान किछु
আর কি বলবো যদি বলতে বলেন তো বলবো
বল উনি ধরে নেবেন
यदि परिक्रमा हमारा दिल परिक्रमा में रहे तो हमारा कोई तकलीफ होगा नहीं, आनंद ही होगा। यदि शरीर का पर ये रहे, ध्यान रहे, तब पैर में दर्द, गर्मी ऐसा महसूस होगा। लेकिन जब ध्यान परिक्रमा का पता करने के लिए नियुक्त रहे तब ये सब होगा नहीं। प्रमाण देखा, एक माता जी और उनको हम लोग बोलता था मौनी माता जी, कोई एक लफ्ज बोलते नहीं था। उनका वो दर्द था एकदम, तो उन्होंने पैर में कपड़ा बांध के परिक्रमा करते थे। मैंने बोला मौनी माता जी, आपका पैर में दर्द हो रहा है, करना ना, कोई महसूस नहीं करता। मैंने इच्छा है पैदल नहीं करना, ऐसा देखा। और एक है हाथ में सोटी लेकर ऐसा चलते थे। एक दूसरी साल के बाद उन्होंने सबसे पीछे लुधियाना का रहने वाले, उनका बेटा है वकील, तो उन्होंने कहते हैं, हमारा नाम था नरोत्तम दास। नरोत्तम थोड़ा ठहर जाए, तो जाकर के एक ब्रजवासी का घर में गया और दूध देकर उसको गर्म किया, पिया, तो उसको पैसे तो लगी, तो उन्होंने पैसा वहाँ छोड़ के आ गए। ऐसा तो उन्होंने जब किया बड़ा संतोष हुआ। परिक्रमा करके पैर में छाला पड़ गया, तब भी तो किया। एक कृष्णनगर का माता जी थे, एक राजकन्या, उन्होंने सबको और छोटा छोटा बच्चा को चौवानी देते थे। तो मैंने पूछा उनको, माता जी आप चौवानी देते हैं, कितना रुपया लेके आया? तो उन्होंने क्या उत्तर दिया मुझको, चौवानी में तो किलो दूध नहीं मिलेगा, चीनी भी होगा नहीं, इससे कमती कैसे दो? वो भी तो काजल ने तो किया, उनको देख और टांगा कर लिया, वो बैठेगी। टांगा वाला ऐसे ही चलता है साथ में, टांगा में बैठने वाला मिलता है। यही जो परिक्रमा में बताया, अश्वमेधं समपन्नम पदे पदे भविष्य। अश्वमेध समान पुण्य बनता है पाए पाए में, एक एक पग पग में। इसलिए लोग परिक्रमा ही करते थे, इसलिए ऐसा देखते।
So now at the end, Srila Maharaj is mentioning that if a person, he goes for parikrama with full conviction, with his heart, then external suffering will not be like suffering. He will not feel it even at all. But if he is having only consideration about his body, he does not really care what Harikatha is going on, who is speaking, or what Leelastali is there. If he is only keeping his body on primary, giving importance, focusing only on that, then he will be feeling so much pain. Oh, I am so much tired, getting up very early, this thing happening, that thing happening. So many complaints. But when somebody is going from his heart, with his heart, then these kind of things will not be there. And a person will feel great bliss, even though tired, even though whatsoever it may happen. For this, Srila Maharaj gave 2 or 3 practical examples which he saw in different years in Braj Mandal Parikrama. One, the very first one, he mentioned that there was one Mataji who used to perform Parikrama, but nobody saw her speaking with anybody at all. She does not speak, just performs Parikrama. And that's why devotees, they started calling her Moni Mataji. A Mataji who is keeping a vow not to speak. So one day Maharaj saw that she was having a bandage around her feet. So at that time Srila Maharaj asked her that, Moni Mataji, you are having a bandage around your feet. Is it not better that you can just rest for some time, some days? Then she said, no, I don't feel any pain. But something is there in the feet. That's why I am having this bandage. So no problem at all. And then second example, Srila Maharaj mentioned that one Mataji was there from Ludhiana. She was not able to walk very fast because of her old age. But she holds a stick and walks. Srila Maharaj was given the responsibility that he will be walking all the way in the back, so that nobody can be like left behind. So that's why Maharaj has to watch that. So she used to call him that, Narottama Brahmachari, can please stay, wait for some time, I am feeling little hungry. Then she went to one Brajvasi's house, asked milk from them, drank that milk, and then she wanted to give money, but this Brajvasi will not take money for some little milk. But then she secretly dropped some money in their house and started for Parikrama. So in this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned her conduct, as well as that she never felt tired. She never complained. She said that, oh, how many people get opportunity to perform Parikrama with sadhus? Not so many. 100 and 1,000 people are there. But I am one of such person who got opportunity. So no problem. Time will pass, pain will go away. But this chance will not come. So that's why she also felt bliss while performing Parikrama. And then another thing Srila Maharaj mentioned, there was a Mataji from Krishna Nagar near Mayapur. She was Raj Kanya, daughter of a king. never stepped even on the ground. But she was also walking in Parikrama, even though there was a horse cart nearby. But she would never climb on it. That I have come here to perform Parikrama, not to sit on this horse cart. Horse cart person very happy. Why? Because he will be getting money for sure. Does not matter anybody sit or not. So that's why he was happy, because there is nobody on his cart. But at the same time, pilgrims are very happy. They think it's great misfortune if we have to sit on it. But we are very fortunate if we are able to walk. So she used to walk. And then she used to give 25 paisa to each and every kid, whoever comes around. Śrīla Mahārāja asked her one day that, Mataji, how many 25 paisa coins you are carrying with you? You will be giving to everybody. Then she answered to Mahārāja that, Mahārāja, in this 25 paisa, they will get only 1 kg of milk, not even sugar along with it. So I cannot give less than that. I feel embarrassed to give little less than that. So that's why I'm giving 25 paisa. At that time, 25 paisa was like 10 rupees, 20 rupees nowadays, like giving like that. So that's why she was giving to everybody. So Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned people like that, who was like the daughter of a king, but still performing parikrama. Why? Because understood that, from the heart, that this will be beneficial for me. I will get tremendous result. I will be getting the result of performing all these 9 limbs of bhakti. So with this conviction, she was performing parikrama and feeling great bliss, nothing else. Even though she was having blisters in her feet, but she did not care. Hare Krishna.
Hare. Hare Sundar, Hare Sundar, Sundar Sundar.